Okay, so I had a little bit of a phone battery issue, and I believe a video cut off just a couple of drawers into the last bank. So I'm going to go ahead and refilm that now that I have a charged battery. So I'll just kind of pick it up where I left off. So not quite sure exactly where I'm at. So I'll just start with this whole drawer bank. And if I'm repeating myself, my apologies on that. Certainly just forward fast to whatever you haven't seen if you're, continue to be interested in the organization. So this is the last drawer bank. And with the last drawer bank down here, I'll just start from the bottom and I'll go up. So this would be drill bits, driver tips, and then I've got a little Craig pocket hole kit and a mini drill press. I'm not quite sure if that drill press is in there at the moment. I might have loaned that one out. All right, this is a fairly heavy drawer, so eventually I moved this onto the bottom as I rearranged a few drawers. So here you see basically anything drill bit oriented. This is certainly, the big storage of all of these pieces for anything drill related. So I have a lot of kits that I didn't want to break down. There was just no need to break down. I did, try and be obnoxious with the labeling so I would know exactly what I've got. From drill kits to driver bit kits to all of this. So there you have a variety of kits. You can see that I have some kind of random Forstner bits, and underneath there I have some auger bits, and also I have a drill index right there. A lot of extra drill bits I was able to buy not too long ago just to plus up some of the kits that I have, which are now missing bits, or you dull bits and you throw them away. Back down in there, just a little bit more storage of bits. These are all separated out where you have kind of smaller bits there, and those are actually larger bits, just random, that are in no kits now. Down here, of course, every kit seems to come with a ton of Spade Bits. They must be inexpensive to make because, man, you get a lot of them. That and of course driver bits. And so you see the big ones, probably half-inch wide or wider, and then you get the smaller ones just divided up a little bit for easier access. And then on top of that is yet another kit of the of the Spade Bits. Here is my typical go-to just to grab a drill bit. A lot of these will drill metal. Hopefully I've replaced them with metal drilling bits. But my favorite kit, and I don't go to it as often, but is this thing right here. And this thing right here, it's just a metal drill index, nothing overly special about that. I think you can actually still buy something that looks very much like this, or maybe this exact thing still. So with that, you see just, drill bits, no big deal. It goes from a half-inch all the way down to something very small, and I believe this kit is full, where I don't have to add anything to it. But the most important thing about this kit is right here, LES, Lawrence Eugene Spencer. This was my dad's kit, and my dad was one of these jack-of-all-trades kind of guys. He could do just about anything under the sun, but yet he was a master of a lot of those trades. So not only could he do it, but he could do it well. He was a professional and rarely took money for it. I mean, that guy, it was amazing. Well, unfortunately, when he was 42 years old, on his way to work, he was a millwright at Corning Glass Works, when it was still called Corning Glass Works. He was a millwright. And he was on his way to work and suffered a massive heart attack and passed away. There was nothing to do to save him when the ambulance got there. So I lost him when I was 11 years old. He should have had a ton of tools, and I have no idea where almost all of them are. I only have 3 tools of his in this trailer right now. One of them is that drill index, so I'm very fond of that. If this trailer caught fire, the first thing I would grab is that. And there's a pair of pliers I would grab, and then the 1-foot framing square that I have is also his. So anyway, prize tool. The rest of this, I was able to finally grab all of those bit kits that I had and divided it all up. I organized them and labeled them all. So when I open this up, I know exactly where the Allen bits are, where the star drive bits are, what size, from T15 all the way up to T30, all of that stuff. A lot of different countersinks and other types of specialty bits. Countersink kit there, some chuck keys, all of my longer extensions, and I do have a couple of these right angle heads as well, so they're kind of neat. Here I have just longer auger bits, I guess, and some locator bits and some really long spade bits as well. Here's my pocket hole kit. And then just a few other random things that go on drills, like brushes. Okay, so there is that particular drawer. That one's a heavy one. Okay, I'm going to move, I guess, on this side for the electrical. Well, actually, I'll start on this side. Indecisive, that's what I am. Okay, so this is all things electrical if it's not in my my belt kit. So here I have a bunch of tools that I don't normally need, but when I go to it, there I go. So I'll plus my kit up with these tools, like stab saws, multimeters, a few just kind of random things over there that, you know, like a discussion. Well, obviously you can see all these things. Some deox. Over here I have a lot of different types of like Romex connectors. It's kind of a little bit of deep storage, the bigger storage with some extra wire staples and such like that. I don't really have a lot of materials here, so it's odd that I would have those electrical plates there. But I do have some, a few things. Electrical tape, some brackets to hang various lights or fans, and a few kits. But for this, I want to see if I can squeeze over to the other side and show you a couple of things. So let me put that in just a little bit. Scoot over. Yeah, this is a tight trailer, so it's either me or the drawer. So just to show you over here, I guess first I'll start with these containers. Just loving containers for storage, so I don't have a lot of random things kicking around, like these things. Just a lot of parts that come off of ceiling fans. Very large insulated staples. All kinds of, finally I've got these all separated back out again. So the medium size, the very small sized wire nuts, of course the standard yellow, the red, and underneath the red, you know your wiring when you start using the blue ones. That's I think the key to, if it's going to happen, if you're doing some heavy duty wiring, there you have it. Otherwise, here's the basically like the 2-wire insulated staples, standard just metal staples, and then the single wire insulated staples. And these are probably, I believe, for cable as well. So beyond that, over here I have a few kits that I really like. This one, number 8 screws. If you have a series of number 8 machine screws and you have a number 6 machine screws, you pretty much have all the screws that you would need to go into an electrical box of some sort. Like these things right here are either number 6 or number 8. They look a little bit bigger, so they're probably 8s, but 6s and 8s. This kit right here, please, the box could actually be bigger, but at this point it's a lot of things for lights, fans, fan box brackets, threaded nipples, nuts, and everything else. And this has saved my bacon again a couple of times, being able to go to this kit here, and I can just open it quick instead of looking at the top and getting the screen glare like a J.J. Abrams movie. And just, random things in here, all of these extra little nuts and all of that, and, nipples of various sizes, and it's just been an amazing little kit. It has delivered, so amen to the kit. Then lastly down here, this is a fairly cool kit. Let me pause and I'll pull this kit out and I'll just show you inside of it really quick. Okay, it's hard to do that one-handed, so I paused so I could pull this kit out. So electrical screws, trim plate screws, and spade connectors. And so in here I just have, again, I love the organization because I can find things, all kinds of electrical, man, I am struggling today. Extra electrical plate screws, and of the colors, I think this is a mix of almond and ivory. Then you've got your whites and GFI cover plates because there's the smaller screws. Various types of other colored screws as well. I just, really like that. Heat shrink, all kinds of connectors here as far as spade, crimp connectors, and such. I don't do much cable, but there's a random cable part. Anyway, very pleased with kits, this specific kit and other kits like it for their ability to deliver. I'm going to put all this back together and keep on going, so I'm going to pause. Okay, two-handed, that goes back together so very quickly. One-handed, that would be kind of difficult trying to hold a phone. Okay, so we have 2 drawers left in the drawer bank, so I think maybe I'll scoot back over to this side. And this, there we go. This is simply what I had originally planned was to empty my construction tool belt every night that I wasn't using it, and I'd put every one of my tools in here. And I started to do that and then realized that every time I wanted to grab my tool belt, there were things that just really didn't need to come out, and there were other things I didn't use all the time. And so this became then just a kind of the occasional use, or the every once in a while use, or whatever use, but it was not every time that I pull them. So I'll plus my belt up out of all of these tools here. Here's just a bit of extra mantis clip because I got done with that decking job and I had just nowhere else to go, and I was unloading my belt at the time, so I just used an empty container. So that's kind of random. Otherwise though, you see what you see here, just wrenches of various sorts, linesmans, pliers of various sorts, stubby screwdriver. Now this one right here, set of old bullnose. I've painted them several times to keep the rust off of them, but this is a go-to tool, and this is a tool that I use quite a bit. It's not even insulated, so I do have to be careful what I'm using it with, but it's in very fine shape as far as I hadn't fried it yet. This is my dad's, and so this is one of the other tools that if this trailer is on fire, I'm coming in for this, and I'm coming in for that drill index as well. So anyway, that's kind of precious to me. It's my ring. If Gollum is around, don't tell him, but that's my ring. It's my precious. So other than that, I've got some tin snips and some cutters, some screwdrivers, a level. Found a whole bunch of punches when I cleaned out some of my toolboxes. I found just oodles and oodles of punches. I'll never have to buy another punch again, and I will never have to buy another screwdriver bit again. So very happy to have had that organization. Okay, so last drawer. Get around here. There we go. Kind of got that cocked when I was trying to put it in there. And so last drawer is the prime real estate. And I actually didn't show you the labels, but you probably could see them from some other aspect of the video. So what do I have in the prime real estate? Well, I have extra magnets because you know me, I'm loving my magnets. I have a Husky kit. That Husky kit is an absolute godsend of a kit from Husky. It's only like 20 bucks, and you can get it probably just a couple dollars less around Christmas time, and they have them all over the place. I've bought this kit several times. So this kit, I've got one here, one in my car, one in my wife's car, one in my daughter's car, one in my son's car, and probably one inside my house, if not two inside my house. Is the kit that special? No, but it's just a darn handy kit. It's got a lot of stuff in there. And so I've been very, very handy with that kit to be something you can just grab and go and probably have enough of that kit to do something. So I've been very appreciative of that kit. And I've also given it away as Christmas gifts, and I gave one to my brother. So, you swear, I'm actually getting, I'm not sponsored by Husky. I really am not. But man, oh man, I should have bought some stock in that company. Okay, in this case, my wife used to do a lot of coloring in those coloring books, the craze, for a few years ago when all those coloring books were coming out for adults. Well, she jumped into it as well, and she had a bunch of markers. She got tired of the coloring books, and I got the markers. I didn't have anything to do with them, so I just put them there. You can see stud finders, found 3. Didn't realize I had all that many. Level, gap tool, and laser level. Once in a while use a marble to check level. Parts for my all my DeWalt stuff as far as belt clips. Lots of extra cutting utility knives and such, paint scrapers. Level, some chalk in there as well. This is a little mirror I found in my old house. My house was built in 1870. This mirror was kind of up on a kind of a joist in the basement, joist pocket. So I thought that was kind of cool. But it's a liquor advertisement, I think, and you open it up and it's a mirror inside. So beyond that, what else do I have? Oh, it's my laser level. Not really happy with this one. I don't really trust it. It seems to measure fine, but I'm still developing a trust on it. I think I want to buy a brand name. This is like, Takashimi or something. And I think I'd rather buy a brand name and then establish a trust level with that. But I do like the concept, and I have used it before, but I'm always backing it up with a tape measure. Just hadn't really developed that trust level yet. Calipers, digital calipers. Really happy with those. I do want to get a manual set of calipers as well because sometimes you don't have a battery. Oh, let's see, some measurement tools, some golf pencils that go in like an old-fashioned compass. Oh yeah, right back here. This is from FastCap, and this is their edge banding, and this is a PVC product with an adhesive back, and that stuff right there is what you see right there. I'm trying not to make anyone sick, but it's on my labeling. I pulled that from Ron. He was using white PVC, I think, and I like the yellow better. Yellow kind of broadcasts into my eyes better because I am colorblind. And so that yellow-black, and it's probably why I like the DeWalt tools and why I initially bought the first one and then stuck with it ever since. But I really like this. I have a lot of this left. It was like $20 for whatever the roll was, 25 feet or 50 feet. So I've got plenty of it. But when this goes away and I'm all done with it and I need more, I would buy more of that. That's fine. And that was like $10 to ship it, $20 to buy it, and $10 to ship it. But that was worth it. I have a soft tape back there with an adhesive back, probably also from FastCap. And what the overall plan is to maybe route like a 1/16 down all the way down, and then I would embed that in that routed groove and it would be hopefully, flush of the table, or even maybe, or the countertop, and maybe, or just slightly underneath it, just to have a quick reference as far as a tape and a measurement. Hasn't been critical, so I hadn't done it yet, but I thought that would be kind of cool to have that, just as a useful addition. But right now, it just hasn't been worth it. So there's my prime real estate. That's my go-to stuff. I don't go to this all the time, but for measurement tools, the caliper I use quite a bit these days. And of course, the Husky, right? Checks in the mail. Okay, so those are all the drawers there. And I believe when the video cut out, I hadn't actually gotten around to this side yet to kind of complete everything. So just as I do this, let me look up here and just mention that I do have a pencil sharpener. That's kind of cool. Unlike Shoe Shine Johnny, my pencil sharpener does not come off handily and add to any of my tool benches. That is a really clever idea. I don't have that. But there you go. Pencil sharpener. While I'm here, just before I open that last drawer, here's my electrical, fed from all the way back to the pigtail and the reel. It's my light switch, of course, so everything switches off except my LEDs. They're just plugged in, and then I have a remote control for them. I'll tell you what, every once in a while, I'll come out here later at night, do just a touch of organization, maybe open up an adult beverage and just sit in here, listen to a little bit of music, and have these LEDs going. So it's like my little man cave. So I'm kind of impressed with that. If I had a TV in here, that would be awesome. Although I have set my iPad up here and watched probably some tool trailer videos. So yeah, I have no life, folks. I really have no life. So anyway, so there we go. Light switch, love it. That light switch, actually what that does is that controls simply an outlet. It's a switched outlet, and that's what the LED lights are plugged into. And because I had an extra switch up there that was switched and I didn't have a use for it, I found one of those socket plugs, and so I just plugged in an LED in there, which really helped me out down here because this was actually relatively dark with shadowing and stuff, and so now this is just a bright lit countertop, and the Vutainer shelves are all lit up. This down here is a very handy position for outlets. They are not switched. They are hot all the time as long as the trailer is plugged in. And I've been very happy to be able to set up like around the trailer, like right out in this area or wherever. I can set my workbench up or my saws up, and I can just plug quickly right into there, and then I'm good to go. And I have the air there if I want. So it's really nice to be right around the trailer with that stuff too. And that's been very, very handy. So handy, one of my plans is to have another outlet over here, probably on the silver angled area there, probably to mount it there in an external box. And also, I think I'm going to take and I'm going to mount an outlet. I'll run, once the electrical is run to here, I will continue the electrical up and over, and I will mount an electrical circuit, an outlet rather, in that box there in my small tool garage, so I can actually have my radio plugged in all the time, and that could be charging too if the trailer indeed is plugged in. So that would be the other option there as well. So a little bit more wiring I would like to do. If I keep this trailer longer term than the spring, I'll certainly do it, but the plan is to sell it. Over here I got just a couple of things on magnets, some longer reach tools, and some hemostats, a hemostat actually. Carried that over in a rack. Not quite sure why I had such a long one, but there's a long hemostat, the kind that lock in where you'd actually clamp off an artery or a vein or something along those lines. I'm not a doctor, but I am combat medic certified. So if you go down with a gunshot wound, give me a call. I can probably help out. So let's see what else, and just a couple of longer reach with them, held on with magnets. Well, folks, you've stuck with me. If you've stuck with me, that is the deep dive on a very small trailer, but I tried to show you everything I possibly could show you. So let me stand up because there's no sense in staring at that thing. Lastly, all I want to say to wrap all of this up is thank you very much, Ron Paulk, for all of the effort that you had to put in over 30 years to allow me to do this in short order, because I didn't have to think of it. All I had to do was modify to make it fit. I didn't have to come up with it from scratch. So thank you. Thank you to all the other videographers out there, all those other tool guys and gals, because I saw a few gals out there as well. We should have more of them in our trade, or at least more on YouTube. So really good there. Showing off their trailers, showing all kinds of levels of organization and different ways to do it. Some based on Ron, some not based on Ron, some the open architecture I originally looked at, others that just really took it in a different direction. I've seen van van setups and truck setups, and it's just been an amazing kind of eye-opener as to how you can organize and be mobile and be efficient. So I want to thank all of those. Dave Edmondson out of Australia, the Bearded Contractor. There's a guy out there out of Massachusetts, and he is repair and renovation, and I think the tag on his tool trailer is searching for signal, which is I think it's kind of a remembrance back to when he did a lot of DirecTV. And that's just a short list of many videos that I had, but they kind of stuck with me as far as that. There's also the handyman journey guy, Adam Lee. Honest Adam Lee, I think. But anyway, Mr. Lee there also has a 5x8 tool trailer that he outfitted, kind of like a Ron Paulk trailer, and that has been kind of neat to see, even smaller yet, what you could do. So thank you very much to everybody. I hope you enjoy the content and just a deep dive into somebody else's method of organization. This is pretty much how the trailer looks. It can get messy from time to time, but a lot of people come into a trailer like this, not because of me, but you come into a trailer like this, and messy is not messy to them. Messy to us is, you got a couple of tools out, a couple of drawers you just kind of jam some stuff into, but it kind of self-organizes. It's very hard not to keep this organized because things have a place and they're right handy to put down. So excuse me, it's been very convenient to keep it as organized as you see here. So very happy. It has continued to deliver on every job I have ever been at that I take it with me. I've got it. I have it. Okay, thank you very much. You all take care, and like I said, be safe. So this is Steven Spencer of my Smart Trailer Deep Dive Tour. Hope you enjoyed.